you guys to Vinnies Talk, man. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about Kiely, Rodni, and just about how everything's playing out on YouTube. First of all, I want to say rest in peace, man, to Kiely, Rodni. Tragic news and all the different stories that are coming out about just about how everything's going on, like the true crime community. A lot of things are happening, and I honestly have to say that learning about all the missing children, missing anybody that goes missing, children, the adults, just people in general, and it's just very sad. And then hearing about Kiely, it's kind of like deja vu again. Rest in peace to Gabby Petito. Just like what happened with Gabby and everything that happened to Gabby. And so whether or not, we believe in conspiracy theories, we always have to remember that there's a grieving father, there's a grieving mother out there. And at 16 years old, it's very sad, man. And I just want to say a prayer, you know what I'm saying, to the family of her and her. It's a beautiful soul that we still don't really know. The whole story is still being investigated, but not interviews, but like talking about what happened with in the Gabby Petito case, and I covered that. So I just wanted to. This has been going on, true crime, and people have been covering it. So I thought I just put my take on it and say rest in peace, and that there's just so many different angles of the story we don't really know. I mean, it happened in a campground at a forest, campground, state park, national forest, whatever you want to call it, in the middle of the mountains in Truckee, California, not too far from Reno. But anytime something happens like this in the middle of nowhere like this, and then you got kids involved, the kids ain't talking, and I hear stuff like that. I mean, that's just crazy, dude. And so there's a lot of speculation into these cases, and not just this case, but also when I was covering the Gabby Petito case, it seemed like there was just too much speculation, right? And things weren't really adding up. And then we found out the book that Brian, he came out with, finally he admitted to killing her and all this other stuff. But this is just crazy what's going on with all these other cases, and now this case with Kiely, rest in peace. Her car gets discovered. They bring the SUV out of the water, and they find her inside. But the fact that, I guess for me, I have a hard time understanding is the kids that were at the campground, and there was a lot of fights being talked about that were happening. It was like some sort of a fight club. Allegedly, we don't really know the facts because we weren't there. You know what I'm saying? All we could listen to is people talk about it and listen to the YouTube and stuff like that, right? But I guess for me, the reason why it just brought to my attention is because it's like deja vu. You know what I mean? Like with the whole like Gabby Petito thing, and then now this with Kiely, Rodni. There's so many different avenues, and let me see here. There's so many different ways of looking at it, and like trying to figure out what actually did happen, because it just doesn't make sense, right? You got all these kids, and then you got some of her friends, or supposedly her friends, saying that she was drinking. And I know if my real friends, if I had some real friends, they would watch my back until we would leave a party, or they would make sure that I would, get my ass home, leave my ass in the motherfucking grass, bruh. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter how you get home. You know what I'm saying? Your real friends, you're real friends no matter what, and no matter what kind of drugs or alcohol you're taking, your real friends will be by your side, kind of. So there's just a lot of misconception involved in this case, y'all. But all I know is I also just want to say that I have to be conscious and be respectful of my choice of words because, like I said, man, the family's still grieving. This is still being investigated. And just, man, rest in peace to Kiely, man. Uh, you know, she had she seemed like she had a high spirit, as well as Gabby. Gabby was trying to build her Instagram, and I feel like her and Gabby are kind of alike. They had high spirited people, nature enthusiast people. They just loved life. So it's just crazy, man, to see all these new cases and very similar things going on. And I just had to talk about it for a few minutes on the podcast, man, with your boy Vinny D. Today's a little bit of a gloomy day today. And just thought I'd say what's up, tell my subscribers, and talk a little bit about this and Kiely Rodni. And if you guys don't know the story, there is so many videos on YouTube about it. A shout out to my boy Dolly, man, Dolly Vision, covering the story. Y'all head on over to his page, man. He's been covering it for the longest. And yeah, man, I just wanted to touch on that and respect to all the fallen people, not just her, but people that have lost their lives to anything. We want to say a prayer. So thank you guys for joining on my podcast, on my nature stuff. And I do this because I'm nature enthused, right? So when a story touches you, you have to put like your 2 words in, and the realm of things is like, it could have naturally happened. This was an accident that she would have drove her car into the water. But when I look at it and I see things through a different scope, it looks more like, this is just speculation, but it looks more like someone had something to do with driving her into there. And I could just think in my mind, like, man, dude, she probably already passed before she went into the water. That's just my theory. I don't know anybody else's theory, how they see it. But it's a sad thing, man, just to, think about, but it's crazy. I mean, if there were this many people, imagine just being in a big forest, like by the next to the mountains, and supposedly there's 300, 400 people, and what I'm saying, not one people has pictures. Not one person, was there or seen anything or comes out now and doesn't talk about it. It's just skeptical, man. There's a lot of, it seems like there's like a lot of foul play, like a lot of, things that we don't know, So, but yeah, man, just jumping on the podcast, your boy Vinny D out there, man, with some true crime for you. And just had to talk a little bit about that, I haven't been on the true crime thing in a minute, but your boy is back, intact. We do a true crime. We do Vinnies Talk, and we just talk a little bit about. I don't have open panels because I like to talk and I like to just make my own like video so people can watch it. Respect to the people that have YouTube channels and do all that kind of cool stuff. My channel is. I do like tributes, and people ask about my channel. What we do here is, I do like tributes. I do a lot of hiking stuff, places that I visited. So all this kind of new stuff, like when I learn about what happens in the cases and the people that are involved in the case, it kind of reminds me of like the nature behind it. Like, cause obviously Gabby, she was a nature person. She was a hiker. She was an Instagram person. She was a YouTube person. She was trying to make herself. She's wanted to have a really good following, right? And she probably already does now. God bless her soul. She's passed on. But what I'm saying is, we could all relate to that, right? Especially me being a big hiker. You know what I'm saying? I'm into hiking and stuff like that. So these cases that have a hiking and nature background to them, I guess I just fall into that hole where it's just like, man, it just makes me feel sad, and I feel like I have to really talk about it and stuff like that. So if people are wondering why I get into you know, and get involved and I want to talk about it and I feel bad, it's because I can relate. You can relate to something, so you put your mind to it and then you start getting, you know what I mean? But I want to thank you guys for joining all my podcast today. And until the next time, y'all know what to do, man. Enjoy today. Enjoy the sun. Well, there's not too much sun today, but you know what to do, man. Rest in peace, Kiely, Rodni. Rest in peace, Gabby Petito. And until the next time, man. Peace out, guys.